Corinne White, Dementia-Friendly Coordinator for the City of Boston Age Strong Commission. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've done a lot of great work with the older adult community, so I can't wait to get into it and for you to share all the amazing stuff that you've been doing.
Thank you. Yeah, excited to share.
Yeah. So can you briefly tell our viewers at home a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, so I lead the Dementia-Friendly initiative for the City of Boston's Age Strong Commission, and what that means is a initiative out of the World Health Organization that has 8 specific domains, just trying to make our community, our city, a more friendly, inclusive, respectful place for folks who are living with dementia and their care partners. Mm-hmm. There are important aspects of daily living like housing, transportation, social inclusion, connection to resources and information, etc. So really just looking at all aspects of daily life and how we can improve that for older adults and people living with dementia and their care partners in the City of Boston.
Wow, that's awesome. It seems like you do it all.
It's a lot. It's
yeah.
a big initiative.
For sure.
Like we have initiatives in these statewide, nationwide, international. So
nice.
Yeah, a lot of people doing this important work.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what first got you interested in working with the older adult community, specifically people living with dementia and their care partners, and what keeps you motivated in this field?
I had always loved older adults, and what I say is that I just got lucky. I went to Ithaca College where they have a gerontology institute, and what really happened and what really got me interested in working with older adults and especially people that live with memory loss is I joined a club at college that pairs you with an older adult in the community. And my older adult's name was Irma, and she was 93 when I met her. And every week I'd go to visit her in her home for social connection. And I just had such a wonderful time spending time with her and visiting her week after week. She always left her door open for me. And so she was one of my best friends in college. She lived to be 99. Wow. I visited her every week for 6 years pretty much. Yeah. And she, that relationship with her influenced me to take an intro to aging course. And then I took that course. I graduated with a gerontology degree. And so I've just been in the field since. And what keeps me motivated is really the older adults. Every single person is so unique and so special, and that doesn't change just because someone reaches the age of 65. And so I just love to connect with people. And, at some point, someone's going to need help. We all need help with certain things at some point. And so it's motivating to try to help people to remain in their community and live and thrive.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's really important. And I'm sure your connection and your bond with Irma, you think about often, and it's definitely a driving factor for the work that you do.
Yeah, I mean, awesome. I love to share the story because it keeps her memory alive. She really is, what kickstarted my career. So thanks to Irma.
Shout out Irma.
Shout out Irma.
So cool. What is the biggest misconception you hear about the community you work with, and how do you kind of push back on that?
Ageism is a preconceived notion about someone based on their age. So like you're saying, a misconception, and it can happen to younger people, but of course it really impacts older adults. It's really pervasive in our society. Just anyone making jokes about how old they are, or, we don't like to use the word frail, but it comes out a lot in terms of when people are being ageist. It's just not true. People grow as they age. And so I think the biggest misconception is that someone can't do something just because they're a certain age, or someone has a certain perspective just because of their age. It's not true. And so what we do to push back on that is, first we talk a lot about ageism, like I said. We educate people in the community. We have ageism conversations with intergenerational groups. Additionally, we just like to highlight older adults that are doing wonderful work and being wonderful people and keeping their community alive and well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think prejudice and criticism often come from a place of ignorance, and so I think the best way to combat that is education. So that's awesome that you guys are doing that. So social connection is such a big part of aging with dignity. what programs or approaches are you seeing that really work? I mean, I've personally been to your memory cafes, and it was awesome to see all of the older adults so the one that I went to, it was a presentation held by the BU Alzheimer's Center. And they were all so eager to learn about, Alzheimer's and dementia, and just to see them connect and socialize was such an awesome thing to be a part of. So I know this is just one of many events that you do, but what are other sort of approaches that you've seen really work in this community?
Yeah, I was so happy to have you at the Memory Cafe. It's really a special environment meant for anyone that's experiencing memory changes or challenges and someone that loves them. And so the Memory Cafe offers an opportunity for someone to be held in a positive light, what they still can contribute, what they still can do, and engage in a fun and meaningful activity with someone that they love. So this is an opportunity where people can safely say what they're struggling with in terms of their memory, and meet other people that are in this situation.
Yeah.
Other programs and approaches, we have 2 senior centers at the H-Strong Commission, one in East Boston and one in Brighton. Those are incredible places for social connection. We do a lot of volunteer engagement. We have a lot of volunteers at the H-Strong Commission. It's just the isolation that affects all ages of people, but especially the older adult population. It's a public health crisis. And so any opportunity for older adults to connect with each other is a success.
Yeah, I mean, socializing and connection is so important. I spoke to one of the participants at the Memory Cafe, and his wife was saying, like, this is our 5th time that we've been here. Every time he comes, he leaves just more invigorated. And I think essentially that's the goal of these events, right, is to bring the community together.
Absolutely. Like something such as the Memory Cafe, it impacts social connection in that moment, but we do something different every month as well. So it might impact mental wellness or physical wellness or both. And then, later on, it's also affecting that person's stress for the day. Like they have reduced stress, and therefore later at night they might sleep better than they normally sleep. And so it's really impacting all areas of brain health when you have a community where you can engage and just get support.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so looking ahead, what is one change you hope to see in how communities support the aging population?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot recently because we have, I guess, what I will call a crisis in terms of just the availability of supports and services for older adults. Like we're in a deficit for geriatricians, we're in a deficit for social workers, mental health providers, and the older adult population is only growing. And that's true in the nation, it's true in Massachusetts, it's definitely true in Boston. That's just what the data shows. And so I think it comes down to smaller communities supporting each other. And so I think that at the neighborhood level or even like on your street level, we really need to be there for the older adults. And even if that just means getting them the information that there is a senior center nearby, or there's a program once a month at the community center for older adults, whatever it may be, information sharing is super important and we need help getting the word out.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think you make a really good point. Like these, even just providing a space that the older adults can come and socialize, they may seem like very little things, but they make such a huge impact and they truly make a difference.
Definitely.
So
It can help prevent an onset of dementia just by being connected or having healthy lifestyle choices. And even for people that are experiencing memory loss, like one of the best things to do is, be involved or just have that support. And it, again, you don't know if someone has memory loss or dementia, and they don't need to have a diagnosis. They still deserve the support that's out there and the social connection.
So before we wrap up, what's one simple action our viewers at home can take this week to support older adults in their own community?
If we can support each other in connecting and support each other in being healthier and paying attention to what it's like as we age, we'll just be a healthier and more connected society.
Yeah, I love that. That was beautiful. Well, thank you, Corinne, so much for joining me in the studio today and sharing all these awesome stories. But yeah, I hope you have a great day.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course.